Hello everyone. Before we get started, make sure to like and subscribe, and leave a comment saying where you're from and when you watched. That way, YouTube will continue to show you stories like this. Now, let's get started. Asterisk in the cold basement, the flickering candlelight reflected on the original mirror, making the atmosphere stifling. Michael and Lisa stood close together, their hearts pounding. On the glass, the images of Sarah and Kevin appeared clearly. Sarah raised her hand to her eyes sparkling as if asking for help. Kevin stood behind, his eyes dark, his face distorted and unpredictable. Michael held the old notebook tightly in his hand. The blurred lines were now clearly visible under the candlelight, as if written specifically for this moment. To free the imprisoned soul, the final ritual must be performed with the blood of the summoner. Michael's heart tightened. From the moment he read the first ritual aloud in the bathroom, he had been the summoner. That meant that now, only he could open that door. Lisa was shocked, her face pale. She held Michael's arm tightly, her voice trembling. "No, you can't. If you use your blood, you'll die. That's what the notebook wants. The thing in the mirror is just tempting you." But Michael looked at Sarah's eyes in the mirror, his heart aching. Deep down, he still wanted to believe that Sarah was still out there somewhere. He pulled out the rusty knife from the shelf, his palm trembling. Lisa shouted to stop him, but Michael gritted his teeth and slashed deep into his palm. Bright red blood fell to the floor, spreading in horrible streaks. Immediately, the mirror reacted. It shook, a bright red light emitted, accompanied by a piercing screech. Sarah in the mirror rushed towards the glass, her mouth moving to call Michael's name. In an instant, her face returned to normal, her eyes as bright as ever. Lisa was stunned, her heart stopped. But just a second later, a creepy smile appeared, her eyes darkened, and a strange laughter echoed throughout the basement. Michael trembled as he pressed his bloody hand against the glass. Instantly, the mirror sucked in blood like a parched man. The red light turned to blue, swirling like an open door. A hand reached out from the other side, at first smooth as real human skin. Michael's heart skipped a beat, believing it was Sarah. But as soon as he touched it, the hand transformed into a dry bone with sharp nails. It grabbed his arm, pulling him hard. Michael screamed. His whole body was pulled against the mirror. Lisa panicked and hugged his shoulder, sobbing. The room shook violently. Wooden boxes fell and broke with a loud bang. In an instant, Michael found himself standing in a dark space, surrounded by hundreds of floating mirrors. Each mirror reflected Sarah and Kevin's faces, all twisted and distorted. Voices rang out at the same time, calling his name in despair and mockery. Lisa, in real life, trembled as she read the lines in the notebook backwards, hoping to save Michael. The mirror shook violently, the light flickering continuously. Michael felt his body being torn in two, one half sucked into the darkness, the other still held tightly by Lisa Dot. In that chaotic moment, Michael saw the real Sarah appear among the countless illusions. Her eyes were filled with tears. Her weak voice rang out. "Michael, don't believe it. It's not me." Then the image disappeared, replaced by a distorted face with a grim smile. Michael was shocked. His heart ached. He shouted loudly, using the last of his strength to pull his hand away from the bony hand. The mirror cracked violently, the sound resounding like thunder. Lisa pulled Michael hard and he fell to the floor. Both of them were panting, cold sweat soaked their backs. But when they looked up, the mirror was still shining brightly. Sarah and Kevin's silhouettes were still standing there, their eyes fiercer than ever. Lisa sobbed in despair, while Michael collapsed, blood still flowing from his palm. They understood that the ritual was not over, and Michael's blood had only begun to open the door. The entity in the mirror is still not letting go. The story is not over yet. Stay tuned for the next episode to see what happens when the original mirror is completely opened and the darkness is about to escape into the real world.